Yeah, it is. Is it the 1st of December, 2022? It is a Thursday, but let me tell you how we normally organize our days here. So I'm the constant on this show. I don't know why. I'll be talking to Nelima and Amwai so they can give us reasons as why Simba has to appear from Monday to Friday, constant K. And then Amwai comes in as from Thursday, Friday, goes all the way up to Monday, and then he breaks on Tuesday when we have Nelima up to Wednesday, and then Amwai picks up on Thursday. So whether you like it or not, Amwai's Thursday is a Monday. How messed up is
How interesting. How
Amwai, good morning. It's a new week for you, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a new week.
Yeah?
And I feel energized.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Let me explain to you why you are constant.
Please.
Because your off days are
Saturday and
Sunday. So meaning, and this show runs from Monday to Friday. You understand? So Nelima is off on Monday. She can't be here. Then yeah. So that's why you have to be here.
Things like those.
Monday to Friday.
Amwai.
Yeah.
But people were saying that we need to see you and Nelima host one of these fine days, because I don't think there's going to be a combo of Nelima and Amwai hosting the show one
No,
of
we'll
these
never
fine days.
have that. I don't think that is, I don't think.
We should talk about it though. Yeah. Anyway, Amwai, good morning, welcome. It has been a new week here, cold one though. We've been struggling with a lot of cold week. For us, we're just about to kill it. And yeah, things have been happening across the board.
Yeah.
It is exactly 24 days to Christmas. Amwai, well, are you going for Christmas or you're working?
It's 1st of December.
Yeah.
It's keep slipping. I have no idea. When are you going for Christmas or you're going for New Year?
I don't believe in Christmas.
Pardon?
I don't believe in Christmas.
So you're working on Christmas?
Yep. I'll be right here on 25th. Which day is that, by the way? I've not even checked it. Can I see the calendar? see what that day is. I'm trying to look for the calendar on this tab. Wow. Kiage, you need to get used to using Apple. This thing, I can't even see the calendar.
You want to know whether you're going to buy yourself a new suit or what?
No, I don't take Christmas presents, bro. Yeah, I don't like them.
What about New Year, though?
New Year, yes. New Year, gotta be home. Yeah. Start the year with the family, and yeah. So they
is
can
that
get
so important to you?
Very, very important. Wow. You have to. In fact, it's a tradition that we have at home. You can be anywhere you want to be. Yeah. I'll be on a Sunday. Hold on. I'll be at work on Sunday.
You see, you are laughing. Huh?
Wow.
When
Christmas
I said I normally work during the weekend, and here we are.
No, actually, that's on a Friday. Yes, that's on a Friday. So we're good. I was almost running away. I wanted to talk to our editor, say I reconsider. I want to work on New Year now. Anyway, welcome back, Amwai. Here's the thing, though. I gotta tell you something. Even as you come in, the Hustler Fund has already been launched. Have you tried to access it?
I did yesterday, and I'm still waiting for that message to come. I haven't been given any other option. Should I read what I was sent?
Yeah, please. Read it.
So this is, where is it? Hustler Fund. Dear customer, kindly click on this. I did click on that, and I don't know. I was waiting for options. Kindly, this is the amount that you're actually eligible to borrow and things like that.
You should have.
I didn't get that. I'm still waiting, and I have
still
2
waiting
lines.
for it, isn't it?
You see, I have 2 lines, and I believe I can use the both of them.
No.
Why?
It takes your full name. Your registration. All those lines
one
are
of my
registered,
numbers is actually registered under somebody else, and that's a family number. Yeah.
But under their ID as well. So probably that's why it's clashed. And the details are a bit messed up, because whoever is registered on that line probably under that ID was also trying to access.
Somebody said there could be different reasons as to why I'm not able to get that. Yeah. I don't want to say them on air, but you might have a glimpse on exactly what I'm talking about.
That's it. Anyway, Amwai, without getting into why you're not getting it, is it true that the president was only given 200 shillings when he tried yesterday? What was that?
I think we have to trust you first before we give you a bigger amount or a large amount. So we start with something small, and see exactly how you're going to act with this. So so if you're giving you 200, so how are you going to manage this 200 so that we can see whether you deserve to be given 10,000?
If it was given 200, how much do you think you're going to qualify for Amwai?
Personally,
Yeah.
I think that's why the message has not come. Because maybe I don't.
Oh, yeah. But the least is 500 shillings.
Yeah.
And they take a percentage for you to start saving on the platform, so you don't receive 500 shillings. You receive something less, 30% of it. Yeah.
But this is the thing. Listen, I think for me this is a little bit of a concern because it's acting the same way some of these online lending apps do act. So is it somebody's business? Is it the government? Who exactly?
It's the government.
It's the government.
Yeah, trying to trade.
So somebody's in charge of that.
And the days by there are 14. You see what they're trying to do, Amwai? If you lend, by the way, it's a good thing that we're talking about this. November inflation is now at 9.5%, dropped from 9.6%. And you see, the lending rate for this one is a flat rate of 8. So the best thing that you can do within that period is to keep on lending twice, maybe within that month, so you can recoup your rate. Because when the interest rate is at 8% and inflation is at 9.5%, you're losing 1.5% of that money. So what you do, Amwai, is reduce the repayment period, all right, to 14 days, so that whoever is borrowing then can get to borrow twice, so you can get to reduce then the losses that you're making from that particular fund. That's what they're doing, and that's what Kenyans need to know. It's actually not the cheapest. Annually, you're paying upwards of 192%. Remember, a bank gives you now upwards of around 17%. That's what it is. So you gotta know it's not the cheapest. That's what the president tell you, and it's a good thing that he's never gonna use it.
But
by the way.
we have been told it's affordable. So is it affordable?
Yeah, when you look at the interest rate, 8%, flat, if you pay within the first 14 days, isn't it?
Yeah.
But then what is not, the platform is not yet been open to banks and businesses, isn't it, who want to lend, to borrow on the platform. Whatever service is open now is the personal loans platform, where you can get from 500 shillings.
Now let me get to understand this from you, Simba. Yeah, just before we start now doing the morning drift.
Okay.
What happens to these other platforms that have been doing this before? If the government is coming in and doing this, not supporting them, but just a different kind of business, is this going to affect these other apps that we normally see, the likes of Fuliza and all the other lending apps? Here's
the thing, though, Amwai. This is what the president said. He doesn't understand why majority of Kenyans are listed on CRBs just because of defaulting 1,000 bob. Yeah. That's what he's saying. So he said it's a chance to start afresh. By the way, as we speak, close to 5 million Kenyans who were listed on CRBs for defaulting like 1,000 bob or so have been taken off the CRBs. There's also another framework in place that says the CRBs not list you for defaulting maybe 1,000 shillings, isn't it? And below. That's one. Number two now is saying it's a chance for you to start afresh. I know what you're going through, but for us, we are not going to list you immediately. What we're going to do is that if you default, then your interest rate increases to 9.5%. Again, if you default, if you don't pay within the first 14 days. So that's what it is. And it could be cheaper for those people who need that money then to trade, isn't it? But they could be very expensive if you're going to borrow them to consume. That's what you need to understand.
Some of us are going to borrow to consume, so it's going to be expensive for us.
Yeah, very expensive. Because then, why are you going to get that money to repay that credit in 14 days? Because you get paid maybe once in a month, isn't it? That's it. Today as we start, by the way, I'll be telling you that maybe on the trends, it's World AIDS Day. Isn't it, Chris? It is.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be telling you some very interesting stats. But anyway, we take a tiny breather right here on the Morning Drift. Once we come back, Amwai Brown and I, by the way, Amwai is at Amwai Brown on Twitter. I'm Kiage Simba. We'll be coming back to show you what it is trending on our day list this morning. All right, welcome back to the Morning Drift. In case you're just joining us, this is Lookuptv. By the way, we are available on social media at Lookuptv, on Facebook, on Twitter, on Instagram, on TikTok as well. Just look us there. We'll be there. Apparently, I'm on TikTok getting a shave from an axe. Interesting video. Go watch it. Anyway, let's jump into the dailies this morning then, so we can get to see what it is that you're waking up to. Amwai, Brian, I know you do have the Daily Nation. Are they on the Hustler Fund like the Standard, or they're headlining different stories?
Now, this one is a different headline, and let me just take you through it.
Yeah.
Ruto reads his bickering CSS, the Riot Act. Now, angered by what he said was a failure to adopt the collective responsibility doctrine, President William Ruto called the cabinet secretaries to order, fearing that their public clashes were exposing the nascent Kenya Kwanza administration to ridicule. Now, this is a story on page 4. And Simba, just to take us a little bit back, we've seen different kind of statements coming from CS Trade in regards to GMO, and also CS Agriculture, that is Mithika Linturi, in regards to also the importation of genetically modified maize into the country, because the CS Agriculture was asked this past week, I believe it was on Monday, when he said he has no idea about the importation of GMO, and we are not at the point where as a country we need to import, but when we get there we are actually going to do it. This is actually a different statement from what CS Trade, that is Moses Kuri, actually said, because he said there are 10 million bags of GMO maize are actually coming into the country, and he was going to okay that. So Mithika Linturi comes out and say, okay, I have no idea what Kuria said. I don't know what he said, because I am the person who has statistics and data that has to do with matters agriculture and people, how much we have in store in terms of matters food. So to some extent, different statements from cabinet secretaries who then makes you wonder who exactly is in charge of this particular docket. So the president is out here trying to make sure that they speak in unison, they speak the same voice, because these kind of statements makes them look like they're not in agreement. They have no idea what is happening and what's supposed to be happening. That's the thing.
I will ask you this, though, Amwai. I've asked Delima that some question yesterday. Is it a case of new boys in a house who have no idea what the JD is, or somebody needs to go and read for them what the JD particularly is? I think it's like Amwai going to the gallery and starting to tell Chris, by the way, Chris, good morning, Chris, the director. It's like Amwai now going to the gallery and trying to say, Chris, I need a long shot, by the way, right now. That's exactly what is happening between Linturi and Moses Kuria. Is that what you're reading in it? Or it is a case of cartels?
Okay, listen. For a long shot, I'll get it. Okay, I'll be like, okay, I need a long shot. Maybe I could get that. But for sound, I think that's where Jamal comes in. Where there's sound, I have no idea what to check the levels, how to turn on the lapels. I can't go there and say this is exactly what is supposed to happen, because I have no idea what happens.
But that's what Kuria, according to Linturi, that is exactly what Kuria did, isn't it?
Because Linturi says, this is my docket.
This is my docket.
I'm the one that has the figures and statistics. I know exactly what we need as a country. When you talk about importation of maize, we are not there yet, and you're not going to import. Yet Kuria, on the other hand, says we've okayed 10 million bags, and you're giving 72, was it 72 hours or something like that, to actually come out and say you sell your maize. That was 3 days. You're giving farmers 3 days to sell their maize.
That was actually that. You're given 3 days. When?
But right now it has been postponed to I believe next year, February. So back to that particular point, maybe we'll be done with whatever we've harvested, and the importation of GMO. So
I will tell you that, man. Is that it? Other than that, because I know
let me just take you something else here on the Daily Nation. We're talking about freedom beckons for Sarah Cohen, Jumwa, and Okemo. Now, DPP Haji has applied to withdraw murder cases against the widow of murdered Dutch businessman Top Cohen and Cabinet Secretary Aisha Jumwa, even as he failed in his bid to extradite former Minister Chris Okemo to the United Kingdom for trial over corruption. But that is a story on page 2 and 3 of the Daily Nation, just making headlines in regards to what has been happening in the corridors of justice of late, ever since September 15th. Here we are.
That's where we are, man.
It's,
I'll tell
to
you
some
that.
extent, this justice for these people seems elusive.
It is, but because that's what we gotta see, isn't it? And remember, when they started dropping the cases, we did say we're going to see majority of those cases dropped. But then Amwai, that's what you know, when a government comes in, they come in their agenda, and whether I'm gonna be very unofficial, and whether you like it or not, like I see majority of Kenyans say, the agenda has to agend in the sense of I need my CSS to work. Let them focus on other things, man.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what we've seen.
They will not be able to deliver if they are running in the corridors of justice, trying to, you know, clear their name and all that may take away what they need to do. Something else here on the Daily Nation, let me just take you through it. Azimio plots powerful opposition leader office. Now listen. The Nation has seen a document proposing to give the holder of the office to be occupied by Azimio leader Raila Odinga, sweeping powers, including an annual address to Parliament, leeway to nominate persons to constitutional statutory commissions, as well as funding from the Exchequer to ensure constant oversight of government. That is a story on page 6. And yes, something else on the Daily Nation is Kenya records rise in new HIV infections. The World AIDS Day report 2022 to be released is supposed to be released today indicates an increase in new infections for the first time in a decade. That is a story on page 8, and we'll be getting into that as we continue the program. Simba.
Pretty much. Let me take you through the standard. I don't know whether we're going to talk about this story. Every Kenyan knows about it right now. We're going to go to social media and talk about it, and as regards the Hustler Fund is concerned. If you don't know now, then the only thing I gotta tell you is that you only get 95% of the approved amount. Yeah, the 5% goes into your savings. So that's not so bad. They're calling it a hustle game changer. I don't know how it is, by the way. We'll be seeing what Kenyans are talking about it online. And the same story that you're talking about now, about the World HIV/AIDS Day. There is a conversation here to reduce HIV infections in children by 2030, like completely end HIV infections in children by 2030. Pages 12 and 13, I'll be telling you something. There's a developing story around this one. Let me just a hint, Amwai, of what is happening in the sports arena, because the stories are pretty much the same on the Daily Nation and the Standard. If you want to read that story on HIV, go to pages 12 and 13, and the Hustler story is covered on pages 6 and 7. And now we do know who's into the round of 16. Yesterday there was a particular interesting game where Tunisia, one of the African contestants in the World Cup, beat France 1-0, but that was not enough because then Australia again managed to beat Denmark 1-0. So Tunisia not yet gone through, but what we do know is that we are up and running again with Senegal. Let's wait for the rest of the African contestants then to play, so we see who represents Africa in the round of 16. That's how it looks, Amwai. Once we come back, though, we'll be telling you what is trending online, and I know what it is. You're talking about the Hustler Fund, and you're also talking about Aisha Juma. Once we come back, let's delve into that with Amwai Brian. Welcome back. This is the Morning Drift. My name is Simba Charles Kiage. Let's start like this. If you're just joining us, this is Lookuptv, and I'm with Amwai Brian. That's the only thing that I didn't say. Oh, by the way, Amwai is at Amwai Brian. Amwai, tulisema uchinji kitu bwana to the Amwai Brian.
Wacha tuanze mwaka vizuri.
Na ulisema December.
Sasa si ndio unaona December imeshaanza already, tushamaliza. Okay.
That's fine. Anyway, let's go online. Open the tweet center so we can get to see what it is that you're talking about this morning. If it's ready, yes, we can read it together. This is this story by, we've actually just touched on. It's a story that has been run also by Kenyans.co.ke that say that CS Aisha Juma to become a state witness in a murder case, essentially then saying that he might be dropped. You know, when you become a witness in a murder case, it's like, just tell us what happened. We won't essentially push you to the wall, isn't it? Yeah. So let's say, and this is a development on it, the matter charges against the public service and gender CS Aisha Juma and top Cohen's widow, Sarah Cohen, will no longer proceed after the DPP dropped their matters.
Yeah.
As that, now that then she's going to become now state witness and say this is exactly what happened, so they can close.
She's a state officer, though. Anyway, this is the thing. Gabriel Dolan here says a bad day for justice in Kenya. Dropping charges in Aisha Jumwa, Toby Cohen cases, and Ahmed Rashid attempting to prevent prosecution. The rule of law is under attack. Soon prisons will shelter only petty thieves, and the wicked rule the country. That is Gabriel Dolan on Twitter. That's his sentiments in regards to that.
I would tell you that, man. Anyway, that is a thing that is going on, and we're going to cover that story again on our Lookup news this morning. But then let's move into the conversation for this morning. Amwai, very interesting conversations online on the Hustle Fund. All right, can we look into some of the tweets that were getting this morning? This is from our tweet center yesterday. Before I tell you what Kenyans are talking about yesterday, we do know that now Kenyans will be offered loans from a minimum of 500 shillings to a high of 50,000 at a daily rate of 0.002%. After 14 days, that becomes 8%. Yeah, that's what it is. Now, Amwai, do you have any? I know they're going to be funny around this conversation.
This is Robert Alai.
Yeah, what is it? I saw that.
He says, we as Azimio will also launch the Inawezekana Fund at almost zero interest to show hustlers that they are being duped. And somebody else anasema pa Hustler Fund, you now qualify for a limit of 800. Alafu the gambling sites are smiling there, waiting for you to, France kichwa.
Yeah. So you can't borrow and then put all your savings into.
But
Oh, by the way,
a lot of people that are going to borrow this money are doing it to consume, just like you said. A small percentage will actually take it to business.
I'm telling you, bro. And then here's the thing, bro. If you are borrowing to bet, na kama alipetia France jana, yote imeenda. Yeah, because France lost. I'm telling you, man. Listen to this one. Listen to this one. Eti kama president alipata 3,000, wewe ni nani kutuambia hapa eti yako imefika 1K? What? All right.
Let me ask you though.
Yeah.
As somebody says, today I qualify for 800 shillings Hustler Fund loan. I borrow the maximum. 40 shillings goes to mandatory savings. Repayment period of 14 days works. Most MSMEs in Marikiti borrow money in the morning and repay in the evening. The plan is working. William Ruto. But this is the thing. This 40 shillings that is going into my savings, when do I get to withdraw it, Simba?
Yeah, that's another thing, isn't it? They didn't say exactly what it's going to. Is it going to NSSF? Is it going to Hustle Funds? That's another thing that is not clear. I will tell you this. This is another tweet here by one of the name is Okimu. He's saying, Bwana kiateka wetu wamepata limit ya 1,100 lea tujalala huku kwetu. I don't.
Somebody says Hustle Fund is finally here, but the limit inamaliza watu. People are expecting bigger money.
Yeah, but those are the conversations that when you see the way that they've packed it, Amwai, that is like the majority of those ones who are targeted, by the way, is going to be. It's going to be the businesses, yeah, because that platform for business lending has not opened yet, because businesses then have the potential of actually getting the 50K, and they know that businesses then would actually repay properly than the hustlers. I mean, hustlers don't care. See, 5 million of them were listed. Now ametolewa. Who tells you that they're afraid of getting listed again?
Watu walitolewa na wakaambiwa you start afresh.
You start afresh.
Starting afresh, that means it's unlisting you again. How do I understand that? I know this one is a joke, but just get closer to it. Dear customer, your request to join Hustler Fund was unsuccessful because you voted for Azimio. Tell you not, we are currently giving priority to our loyal supporters. Thank you. That's the thing. So, according to that person, if you are an Azimio supporter, you're not getting it right now.
That's it.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. The last one as we take a break here. Macdon Nyakundi was saying, of the 50 billion released, 5B, which is 2.5B, goes into an NSSF. For a 2-week loan garnering 2.5B in the name of your old age savings, the government will have recovered the 50B by September 2023. Nabi is a genius of transforming 100B into 500B in 5 years. Well, yes, Sabiako's then kama inafanya vizuri, but you see what we're talking about, yeah? Naambia bana utaipata in old age savings bwana. But we bado ni hustler. Hebu ngoja in 40 years we'll give you that money back.
Another joke here.
It's
confirmed you received 47,500 from Hustler Fund Kitty. On this new M-Pesa balance is 48,635. Kosa kulipa, ushajipata kamiti. But the deputy president is saying, namulipe, mkikosa kulipa tutakwama. So make sure that if you're borrowing, make sure you pay so that somebody else can actually get to borrow.
Oh, but Amwai, just before we take a break, I gotta tell you this on air. The guys around are organizing a tournament next Sunday. Yeah, not this Sunday, next Sunday. We're going to Kenya Science to play football and other games. Which one? Which one are you participating in?
I haven't received the name.
I'm asking you. Just which one are you?
Which else
there's athletics, there's football, there's walking race, I hear, and there's wrestling.
Okay, I'll do athletics.
Athletics.
For football, I think I'll be the goalkeeper.
Which one? 100 meters or the
I can do 100 meters. I can do relay.
Fine.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I mean, Amwai's team. As a team B. Apparently, I don't know where Chris is. Chris, which team are you on? Defender. James hasn't chosen a team yet. Anyway, it's fine. But for me, I'm James. Which team are you on? Like, water boy.
Is the water boy.
Our editor Job said it would be a fine. Fans are paying 350 shillings.
If everybody is going to take a different kind of role and not be on the pitch, then who is going to play? I'm
wondering. Yeah. So, I don't know. Anyway, guys, we take a short break right here on Lookuptv family, by the way. Are they going to put the Christmas thing on our logo?
I think so. We are about to start. We have that Christmas tree supposed to be somewhere behind you when you're doing the news. You see, I think we're going to have that. I've seen it somewhere. I'm not going
to participate in this.
And you're going to be here wishing people Merry Christmas. You know that?
Yeah,
you have to do that.
We are turning out.
We as Lookuptv do wish you a Merry Christmas. Thank you so much for being with us the whole year and all that. Yada. Yes.
Anyway. Guys, thank you very much. We take a tiny break right here on the Morning Brief. Once we come back, our man writer, Amwai Brand, will be taking you to the newsroom. We'll be telling you some of the biggest headlines that you're waking up to this morning. For me, it's my tea break time.
Vera Beauty and Fashion College is focused on being the leading technical and vocational training institute in the region. Our team possesses in-depth knowledge and extensive experience in the industry, offering thorough training in cosmetology, hairdressing, interior design, creative arts, training of trainers, nail technology, and fashion design. With branches in Nairobi, Thika, Meru, Eldoret, and now in Mombasa, our courses ensure that learners are completely equipped with knowledge, competency, and employability skills. Enroll today to be a part of a center of excellence.
So mimi nilikuwa mmoja wa timu kubwa ya Hasla na ngojea mazao yake.
Na bila shaka mpenzi mtazamaji, ni awamu nyingine tena ya bunge la mwenyeji ambapo tunasikia tu maoni ya wenyeji, hasa wananchi wa kawaida. Je, maoni ni yapi?
Anakwambia wananchi ndio kila kitu. Unaona dipsi na system ni wananchi. Unaona vile wamenyorosha watu bwana.
Tumeng'oa nanga kwenye bunge la mwenyeji.
So ile kitu tunamuomba asituachilie.
To know one's rights, often it is an adventure, especially when the opponent seems stronger.
Mradi huu uliingia kwa kishindo maeneo yetu ya Lamu kuja kufieka maeneo na makaazi ya watu.
We want to show you what ordinary people can achieve.
Kenya is now a strong democracy with the independent judiciary.
Our journey to justice.
Good morning once again. Thank you so much for staying with us here on the program. It's time for the news this morning. Now, President William Ruto on Wednesday launched the Hustler Fund personal loan. Now, Kenyans will be able to access the loan of up to 50,000 on their mobile phones. Now, the head of state says the fund is a game changer and will free Kenyans from debt bondage.
The long-awaited Hustler Fund, a pioneer project under President William Ruto's regime, is up and running. The head of state officially launched the fund on Wednesday in a colorful event held in the capital city, Nairobi. The fund, one of its kind, targets to benefit over 8 million Kenyans at the low cadre of the economy.
Today we have a product that does not need application, that does not need guarantee, that does not need an approval by a committee, that does not need nothing. It just needs a citizen, his phone or her phone, and a track record, and they can borrow as much as they want, so long as they keep to a track record.
Different from other loans currently in the market, the Hustler Fund has adopted a user-friendly approach. Kenyans wishing to apply for the loan will not be required to have collateral before they benefit from the loan. Instead, they will have access to the fund through a unique USSD code as well as a special app designed for the purpose.
Hakuna secretariat wa Hustler Fund, hakuna committee. Tumekubaliana technology ndio committee yetu. Wewe na simu yako, hapo ndio committee itakuwa. Na vile na rekodi yako ya vile unakopa na kulipa. That is the committee. Your phone, yourself, and your record. That is the committee you need to borrow, pay, grow yourself in the Hustler Fund.
President Ruto has hailed the fund as a game changer, noting that it will go a long way in building the capacity of millions of Kenyans economically. This way, the Commander-in-Chief is convinced majority of Kenyans will not be at the mercy of Shylocks who charge exorbitant interest rates on loans issued under harsh demands.
Today, we are replacing the collateral system that has always been built around title deeds, logbooks, and securities. Today, we are starting the journey to build a collateral system that is built on credit scoring, that every citizen can grow their credit scores. They don't have to own no title, they don't have to own no logbook, but they can access credit if they work on their credit ratings.
For a project that was a key campaign tool for Kenya Kwanza government, the fund has positioned the current regime on a trajectory of meeting its pre-election promises. The second phase of the fund that targets SACCOs will be launched in February next year.
Even if in the past you have not been good at credit and you have been locked out, and 8 million of Kenyans have been locked out from the credit system, the government of Kenya, the Hustler Fund, is giving second chance to begin again.
High-end insured circles will also benefit from a multi-million kitty when the fund is launched in April next year.
The ranks ama ukiwa pale tayari, product yetu ya ine itakuwa ni pesa ya SME kutoka shilingi 1,100 mpaka shilingi milioni 50 kwa mtu.
The launch of the fund today has enjoyed unprecedented reception from millions of Kenyans, with the mobile USSD code experiencing traffic for the better part of the day. Will the 50 billion cash set aside for the Hustler Fund meet the huge demand from Kenyans? Henry Tende, Lookuptv.
Now, the Director of Public Prosecutions has withdrawn the case against Sarah Wairimu Cohen, who is accused of killing her husband, Tob Cohen, 3 years ago. Yan Ketani with that and more from the corridors of justice.
The Director of Public Prosecutions has withdrew the case against Sarah Wairimu Cohen. Wairimu is the prime suspect in the murder of her husband, Tob Cohen, and the DPP has directed the matter to be heard via judiciary inquest. Still on murder charges, Kiambu politician Gladys Chania and her co-accused in the murder of her husband, George Mwangi, will know their fate on the 1st of December when the judge is expected to make a ruling on a bail application.
And this is what it reads, that on 27th October 2022, during the burial ceremony of the deceased at their matrimonial home at Mangu, the investigating team received reliable information pointing at impending hostility. That is a deposition that offends every rule with regard to the making of affidavits. If you are going to depone on a matter that is not in your knowledge, you must disclose the source of information. This is a wrong, terrible affidavit. I beg you, my lady, to strike out paragraph 4. It is scandalous. It offends the rules. I urge you very happily, my lady, to fight sympathy with my submissions and admit my client to bail. It is unfair, my lady, to make bail conditional upon witnesses being heard and upon hostilities that we do not know.
Elsewhere, Rashid Ahmed Hassan, who is accused of murdering 2 men in Eastleigh in 2017, after IPOA recommended the charges against him, has now filed an application to the DPP seeking the review of the charges against him by IPOA.
We have filed a petition challenging the decision to charge based on that tape over the following reasons. 1, who is the maker of the tape? It's not known. 2, have they gotten evidence from the Google headquarters to ascertain that that video is authentic or it's a Photoshop? 3rd, has the maker of that video been interviewed and recorded a statement? Our client Ahmed Rashid, a police officer stationed at Pangani, has been summoned to appear to take a plea for murder of an offense that happened way back in 2017, 2018.
In another reprieve, the Director of Public Prosecutions has thrown out the murder charges against Public Service and Gender CS Aisha Jumwa. According to her lawyer, Danstan Omari, Jumwa will now be a state witness in a lawsuit that has been bedeviling her for some time now.
Our client Aisha Jumwa, the Minister for Gender and Public Service, was charged with the offense of murder. We took instructions. We were served with the evidence the state wanted to rely on. Upon getting this evidence, we evaluated the evidence and wrote to the Director of Public Prosecution, analyzing the evidence of the state and also giving Aisha Jumwa's version of the story. An innocent person is being persecuted. The civil society will be looking to kill Aisha Jumwa's political career, and that is why she was charged. The DPP agreed with us. And today, the DPP has made a formal application to withdraw the charges of one Waziri Aisha Juma. Aisha Juma will be a state witness because she was present. She can tell the public what she saw as one of the people who are at the scene of the crime that was committed.
Yen Kitani, Lookuptv.
Now moving on, the process of vetting the 51 principal secretaries who were nominated by President William Ruto has commenced, now appearing before the different committees of the National Assembly. PS nominees told the committee members to approve them, pledging to bring on board positive changes to their respective dockets.
Only a few hours after the High Court ruling, which gave a green light to the National Assembly to proceed with the vetting process of President William Ruto's 51 principal secretaries, the PSs appeared before the respective committees of the National Assembly one by one.
I, Charles Hinga, do swear that the information I shall give before this department committee on housing.
Appearing before the Land Committee, PS nominee for Land Nixon Korir told the committee that he will work with the government to solve the land issues which have been hailing the sector.
An active case, which I even watched the other day, the issue of Westlands, where a lady there is being, it looks unjust. I don't have the facts, but the property is being taken away from her. And I know there are cases where rogue land officials have participated in such acts. As a PS, I will ensure that those officials are brought to the book. There is a department under the DCI that is dealing with land fraud. I will collaborate with the DCI, with the EACC to ensure anyone, even if it's an official or anyone that is involved in such acts, are brought to book.
Appearing before the Urban Planning and Housing Committee, PS nominee for Housing Charles Hinga pledged the committee that he will work hard to ensure decent housing in the country.
Chair, the reason why healthcare is bankrupting our people is largely because of the way we live. Our people don't have clean water. That's why they get these primary diseases, typhoid, cholera, and so on and so forth. And those are the things that are bankrupting our people. So if we focus on sorting out the housing, or what I call human settlement. Because, Chair, when you build those houses, you must build schools, you must build clinics, you must build parks and so on and so forth. You are able to solve a lot of the issues.
Inga told the committee that if approved, will improve the livelihood of Kenyans living in slums.
We've actually started the journey. The first thing that we have done is that we have brought in the Kibra community. Is Nubian, largely Nubian. The owners of that land is a Nubian community. In the next 2 or so weeks, we shall be gazetting a task force that will be helping us with that particular process of identifying who are the affected parties. So, Chair, we have a plan to deal with Kibra, and I believe it will be in our lifetime.
Mohamed Dagani, the PS for Transport, also made his commitment before the committee.
An initiative we are working in building what we refer to global peace strategies with 10 countries. Kenya was one of them. At that time, the country was undergoing what was referred to as the security sector reforms. After that, I came back to the country and I have been working.
After the vetting process, the list of those who qualified will be submitted to President William Ruto for formal approval, and then the swearing-in process will take place. Reporting for Lookuptv from Parliament Buildings in Nairobi County, my name is Shadrach Kareria.
Now, the Meru High Court has quashed the impeachment motion fronted by members of the County Assembly against Meru Governor Kawira Mwangaza, with the respondents restricted from discussing the matter out of court.
High Court has stopped Meru County Assembly members from debating the impeachment motion against Governor Kawira Mwangaza. The embattled governor has been in the past few weeks engaging in a war of words with the county MCAs. A week ago, Mwangaza moved to court praying to be issued with an injunction, stopping the ward representatives from debating her impeachment. The MCAs were expected to show up in court today to begin a hearing motion of impeachment against the governor, who was tabled in the county assembly on Tuesday on the grounds of abuse of the office and appointments that contradict the provisions of the county government. After the hearing, Judge Amwai blocked the MCA's impeachment motion from proceeding, saying that they did not follow the right procedures, thereby violating Kawera's constitutional rights.
Objection. And after hearing the presentations of counsel, this court finds that the procedure adopted by the respondents to process the proposed motion of impeachment of the petitioner is flawed and has the effect of violating her constitutional rights. And under the powers donated to this court by Article 23(3) of the Constitution, it is therefore hereby ordered that the impeachment motion dated 21st of November 2022 by members of the first respondent scheduled for debate on the 30th of November 2022 at 10 a.m. is flawed and is quashed.
Mitaruan, Lookuptv.
Right, to Ko Hewani. Now moving on, 10 counties have recently reported an outbreak of cholera, with Nairobi, Garissa and Machakos counties leading the way. Now, the national government has created infection preventive control measures, including diagnostics in collaboration with all the 47 county governments.
According to statistics on the spread of cholera disease in the nation, 10 counties are currently affected, with the number of victims rising particularly in the counties of Nairobi, Garissa and Machakos. Dr. Patrick Amoth, Acting Director General of Health Services, has revealed that a total of 1,094 cases with 25 deaths have been reported from all of Nairobi sub-counties.
Regarding cholera, so far we remember the index case of cholera came out from Kiambu County following a wedding. But now out of that we have had sporadic cases which are not clustered together. So far as at 26th we had 10 counties involved. The 3 counties with the highest burden of the disease is Nairobi County, where all the 17 sub-counties have been affected. Garissa sub-county and Machakos County. In total, we have had a total of 1,094 cases with 25 fatalities.
Amoth has requested the medical professionals to create awareness among residents about the disease and how to protect themselves from the disease. Nevertheless, the national government, in conjunction with all the county governments, has come up with strategies to prevent infection.
National government, we have developed infection prevention control interventions together with the counties. We have done risk communication. We have supported the counties in terms of diagnostics, and we also working with the counties to ensure availability of safe potable water.
The residents of Kayole Soweto area have suffered greatly from cholera outbreak and have asked Nairobi County government to help care for the environment, seeing that the number of patients admitted at the Mama Lucy Hospital and those at Soweto Dispensary is rising, and the number of catastrophes is also high.
Wanaweza toka watusaidie, sisi tunaumia, especially mimi niko na mtoto mdogo. Mtoto akipata hiyo ugonjwa nitafanya aje? Hii kitu haiwezi maliza na mtu 24 hours. Tutafanya aje? Serikali kama inaweza tusaidia, itusaidie kwa haraka sana, juu tutakufa na tuache watoto wetu nyuma.
Grace Mureithi, Lookuptv.
Now let's get sporty. Now Kenya Breweries Limited, KBL, through its beer brand White Cup, came on board as the official responsible drinking partner for the 2022 East African Mini Classic Rally, set to take place from the 9th to 11th of December. Now this is the second time that the brand is partnering with the regional motorsport body. Now this year, after their involvement in the larger Classic Rally event held back in February this year.